Welcome back, True Seeker. In the world of sports today, the big story, the son of Deion Sanders, Shedeur, making his NFL debut as the 42nd QB of the Cleveland Browns since they reestablished their team after losing it shortly to Baltimore. And of course, he was named the starter for the first time on November 19th, the day leaving 42 days left in the year. Last night, we knew Arizona State was lock city to blow out Colorado, his former team, and they just had to beat him with 42 points. A reminder that college football. All right, actually, you know what I was going to say? A statement. I'm gonna stop what I was about to say because you know what, you guys. What I actually decided is all this stuff's just a coincidence. Day after day, it's just nothing but coincidence. I was about to say college football and the NFL's rigged, but never mind. That clearly isn't what's going on. It's clearly all just a coincidence that again, Shedeur Sanders named the 42nd starter on the day, leaving 42 days left in the year as his former team gets blown out with 42 points. It's all just one big coincidence. But let's go through some more coincidences. This is the 106th season. We've been talking about all the coincidences with 106 since before the season began, including Jim Irsay dying 106 days before the season began, and a game where the Eagles picked up the 106th home win over their division all time on a day that Armani died, Mr. 106, whose logo's the Eagle. But yes, now we have this Shedeur Sanders making his first start, wearing number 12 in week 12. But in this 106th season, 106 days after Dad's birthday. And for people who don't follow sports, Dad was a big deal back in the day because Dad played in the NFL. Dad played in Major League Baseball. Dad had music videos on MTV. You know, there's a lot of athletes who've tried their hand in music, but they never got a video on MTV. The closest Kobe came was appearing in a Beyonce video. Allen Iverson, he couldn't get the MTV music video, no play on even 106 in Park. Anyway, 106 days after Dad's birthday in the 106th season, and people have been going, how is Dylan Gabriel starting ahead of him? And why haven't they put him in yet? And again, it's because you just had to wait for the big coincidence, right? Because all of this is coincidence. You know, the world's spoken. I've been showing this stuff for 12 years, and week after week, people have looked at this and said, coincidence. That's just a coincidence. So you guys are right. You know, it's just all a coincidence here. So let's establish what it is. A coincidence that he's starting 106 days after Dad's birthday in the 106th season where all these other coincidences happen, including Jim Irsay dying right before tip-off of the Eastern Conference Finals where the Pacers upset the Knicks. Sorry, fans at the Garden. It isn't your year again, Spike Lee. Anyway, the other thing that's interesting about 106 is it's the 78th composite number. And remember what I told you the day that Shedeur Sanders fell to the 144th pick of the draft, and when coincidentally his father's birthday is August 9th, the day leaving 144 days left in the year? Keep in mind that has a square root of 12, and here we are in week 12. But what I told you is I said the other thing about him falling to the 144th pick of the draft is he's now been drafted 78 days after his birthday, just before the Browns' 78th season. And what is 78 in mathematics? Oh, it's the 12th triangular number. If you add 1 through 12, it equals 78. You know, coincidentally, at the start of the year, I predicted he'd get his first start in week 12. And it's the same way I've nailed all these other coincidental perfect outcomes, calling future after future for over a decade now. In fact, it's been 12 years of calling futures with coincidence after coincidence, going, oh, look at all these numbers. I bet because of all these numbers, we'll get this big number coincidence at the end of the season. So anyway, here we are in week 12. And just wait, we haven't even got to the best part yet. But I was pointing out how Trump was 78 years old at the time, and Trump retook office as the new fat slob, the first fat slob split-term president since Grover Cleveland. I was pointing out how coincidentally there's 78 cards in the tarot deck. By the way, in light of the Trump parallel, Trump, who's an orange goon, just like the Browns wear orange, isn't April 26th Melania's birthday? Anyway, I wonder if Melania got to have some fun time with Shedeur. Yeah, there's even more to it. We'll come back to this Black Lives Matter thing, or maybe we'll even just cover that coincidence right now too, because again, he was drafted in round 5, pick 6, and remember, Black Lives Matter. Coincidentally, it's 56, and it's also 106. You run it in reverse, just like Black's 106, like I Can't Breathe's 106. Like coincidentally, I explained how 106 days after the Portland I Can't Breathe protest began, there'd be big consequences in Portland on September 11th, because that had to do with George Floyd, whose name is a lot like 11-9. And coincidentally, the city of Portland caught on fire and the air quality was the worst in the world, as it was reported in the news that day. Coincidentally, we called that too, and it was all about 106. But anyway, coming back to this, they're reporting this morning, Adam Schefter put it out there, and let me just pull up the Adam Schefter Facebook so you can read this with your own eyes. Let's scroll down to Adam Schefter's report here on Shedeur. So here it is. It says, Browns QB, or wait, hold on. That's not the one. That's not the one we want. Hold on. Man, he's got a lot of news about the Browns this morning. Here, this is the one I wanted. All right, Browns rookie QB Shedeur Sanders will make his first NFL start Sunday versus the Raiders and will try to do something no Cleveland QB has done in 26 years, going back to 1999 when the franchise returned to Cleveland. Browns quarterbacks are 0-17 in their first career start. Keep in mind, Ohio's the 17th state. The last Browns QB to win his first NFL start was Eric Zelle, who beat the Cincinnati Bengals in overtime in 95. Okay. Eric Zelle. Let's look him up today. Eric Zelle. Let's check him out real quick. How many days after Eric Zelle's birthday do you think it is? Well, look at that. It just happens to be 78 days after his birthday. And he's also 53. Like, coincidentally, the shape of the football is the Vesica Pisces, which has a gematria value of 53. Like, there's a 53-man roster for the NFL. Like, there's a 53 and a third-yard wide field. But yeah, Eric Zelle, 78 days after his birthday. And again, Dad, it is 106 days after his birthday. I'll just show it to you here, too. And you see how Dad wears 21 for the majority of his career? That's the 12th composite number. See how he also wore 37 for the Ravens? That's the 12th prime number. Man, this is a lot of coincidences, isn't it? It's almost like they tried to make it all mathematics. And funny enough, isn't it interesting how American football is credited to a Freemason, Walter Camp, and Freemasonry etches all his number? I'm sure it's all just a coincidence. Sanders, the 42nd QB to start, named on the day leaving 42 days left in the year. The number stamped all over Black history in a million different ways, like coincidentally Jack equals 42 and 1,000 other things, like Muhammad Ali. Like we just saw LeBron James return to the NBA 42 days before his birthday, and the Lakers became 4-2 at home and 11-4 for the season. And you can see how that all lines up coincidentally. Like once upon a time, he won the Cavs their only finals on the real King James's birthday, June 19th, when 619, like June 19th, 619 is the 114th prime. He made history, which lines up with LeBron James in multiple ways. You guys have been making history left and right since they started broadcasting his games in high school on ESPN. And yeah, we won't even get into all the other nasty 42s. But notice his dad was 58 years old. Again, American football is credited to a Freemason. Freemasonry is 58. Freemason is 42. Coincidence. And yeah, last night, Sun Devils, we knew they were locked to win to become 8-3 and drop Colorado, the 38th state, to 3-8. Because again, it's not a rig; it's just an automatic coincidence. But we've talked about these numbers a bazillion times. Colorado 83-38. As I pointed out, when Shedeur was drafted, he had the right name to play at Colorado. He's got an even better name to play at the Browns. See how Shedeur Sanders coincidentally overlaps with Cleveland Browns. Doesn't this feel so much nicer when we don't say it's conspiratorial, but it's just a coincidence? It's just a friendly accident. It's just a, wow, isn't that neat? Again, mom, dad, brother, sister, neighbor, classmate, coworker, they'll finally all come along if you just tell them it's all a coincidence, because God forbid this be some kind of rig. That would just damage their ego to think that they fell for these rigged sports the whole time. What do you mean? Innocent college kids participating in a rig? Gotta be a coincidence. Every day it's a coincidence. And by the way, just about the 106 thing, Walter Camp, you know where he went to school? He went to school at Yale. He was a member of Skull and Bones, which identifies by a number coincidentally. And do you know that there's a Masonic lodge right next to the Yale campus just for black men? Yeah, Prince Hall Lodge. It's right next to the campus. And you know what the building number is for it? Yeah, it's 106. Crazy coincidence, right? Black Lives Matter. I can't breathe. Coincidence. So, yeah, that is the report. I hope you guys appreciated the mini coincidences. There'll be many more to come, and we will cover them all. And yeah, I'm probably going to rebrand because I've changed my mind. There is no conspiracies in the world. A conspiracy is just something for a mentally ill person. The only thing there is coincidence, and dozens daily, A conspiracy is not a real thing. It's never happened in the world. The only thing that does happen is coincidence. And again, thank you, because finally the critics, after 12 years of ignoring the work and saying it's all just a coincidence after every single day, like I said, I finally agree. This stuff is just all a coincidence. It's just like how we loved a major underdog last night. Wisconsin versus Illinois to hit that 7-4 in the record and the 4-4 in the conference for the huge payout. We didn't call it a conspiracy. We just said, just watch the coincidence unfold. And it sure did. And coincidentally, it patted our pockets big time, along with a lot of other games yesterday. So, yeah, let the coincidences fall. Illinois fell to 7-4. Here, let me just pull it up from the ESPN perspective so we can see that 4-4 in the conference too. It was a real thing of beauty. Shout out to the caller today who caught on to a coincidence also. It's also exactly 23 weeks after Father's Day on the 23rd with this father-son story with Dion. And where's Shedeur playing today? He's playing in the 23 city, coincidentally, in Las Vegas. The team partly owned by Brady, who's been the mentor to Shedeur. I'm sure it's all just one big coincidence, like Brady ending up on the Tuck Rule team. Hold on. Where's that Illinois game at? Where's it at? See how they fell to 4-4 in the Big Ten and 7-4 overall? Madison, Wisconsin, 74. Wisconsin, 44. Woo! We love it. You see how TCU became 7-4 and 4-4 in an upset too? We love that one also. Check this one out. TCU Horned Frogs, 74. TCU, 44. This is amazing. These things are all over the place. Just put on this Gematria lens. You'll never see so much coincidence in your life. All right. Congrats to the winners. We look to cap off another winning day today. NFL Week 12 getting underway. If you want to learn about these coincidences before they unfold coincidentally on the field, think about joining the Patreon. Coincidentally, we keep winning and the numbers just keep growing. Till next time.